have discussed about abnormal colligative properties. It is a continuation of that one, and I've told that how this Van 't Hoff factor will bring about the equalities of the colligative property experimental and colligative property theoretical values. I have told that is colligative property, Van 't Hoff factor, colligative properties can be related like this, that is observed colligative property by normal colligative property. That can be written like this: pi experimental by pi calculated is equals to molecular weight calculated by molecular weight experimental. Not only this one, you can take any of the colligative property like the delta TB value. So delta TB, what is delta TB? Elevation in boiling point experimental value divided by delta TB calculated value or theoretical value. That is also called as Van 't Hoff factor. Not only this one, you can also consider the delta TF values for the colligative property relation, that is delta TF experimental value divided by delta TF calculated value. In all these experiments, we understand one thing, that colligative property, what is colligative property? Relation with the molar mass. The colligative property is actually inversely proportional to the molar mass of solute, in the solution. So using this relation, we wrote that the molecular weight calculated by molecular weight experimental is also called as Van 't Hoff factor. So how can we define Van 't Hoff factor? Is nothing but Van 't Hoff factor is the ratio of the experimental colligative property to that of the normal colligative property, or the ratio of the experimental calculated molar mass to that of the experimental molar mass. So in up to here we have discussed the last topic. Now we are going to introduce this colligative property. That means once you take this all the experiments into consideration, even if you include that the RLVP, that means what is RLVP? That is P naught A by P naught A minus PA by P naught A. So that is equals to RLVP, I can say RLVP experimental value divided by RLVP calculated. So here if you find a relation between experimental and calculated, how it will come? See, I into calculated colligative property is the experimental colligative property. So you can take this all relations to get an idea about what is experimental colligative property, what is the calculated colligative property. Now we can easily include this I value in the colligative property expressions. That means we can modify the expressions by adding Van 't Hoff factor in this all the colligative properties. Why we are doing like this is to achieve the accurate molar masses of the non-volatile solutes, and the expressions of the colligative properties have to be modified. So we will see that modified expressions of colligative properties including Van 't Hoff factor because of the abnormal colligative and molar masses discussion. Okay. Now I am going to write you the first modification using the Van 't Hoff factor. That is first one. That is relative lowering of vapor pressure. Relative lowering of vapor pressure. Usually we will put a symbol, that is RLVP, shortcut RLVP. Okay, RLVP, and we will write P naught A minus PA by P naught A is the expression, and that will become equals to mole fraction of the solute, and the mole fraction of solute is chi B, and before this we can put this Van 't Hoff factor. This is the modified form of the relative lowering of vapor pressure colligative property 1. The second one we discussed, that is depression in freezing point. That is depression in freezing point. Depression in freezing point. Actually, its symbol is delta TF. So you'll write delta TF. That can be modified by putting Van 't Hoff factor before the entire expression, that is Kf into molality. Small m is molality. The next third one is nothing but elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point. Elevation of boiling point, that is delta TB. Okay, that is equals to I into Kb into molality, where molality can be expanded using its formula. And the fourth one, I can call it as osmotic pressure. Osmotic pressure. So osmotic pressure symbol is pi. So you can write pi is equals to, actually it is CRT, that I am expanding n by v into RT when the volume is taken in liter and I is also included in this one. So this is osmotic pressure expression modified using Van 't Hoff factor. This is the elevation of boiling point modified form. This is the freezing point, elevate depression and freezing point, and this is the RLVP, that is nothing but relative lowering of vapor pressure modified expression using the Van 't Hoff factor. And these are the mathematical expressions we have observed after identifying some dissociation or association of the solute in the solution, and the dissociation or association are affecting the colligative properties. To get the accurate colligative property value, we have introduced the Van 't Hoff factor. Now we will see the Van 't Hoff factor for different compounds, electrolytes. How can we write its formula? An examination point of view also, they will ask you what is the exact the Van 't Hoff factor formula. If you are using the alpha is the symbol for the degree of dissociation or degree of association, that we will check it out now. So as of now, we have a complete idea. We have discussed the ideas related to this colligative properties in the last session also, that I will give you now. That is, suppose when you have taken glucose, or when you have taken sucrose, or when you have taken urea, actually these are the set of the important non-electrolytes, and they are comes under non-electrolyte category. They comes under non-electrolyte category. That means ionization won't take place, dissociation also, the association also won't take place. In such a case, number of particles in the solution remains 1. So what is the number of particles for this case? Number of particles here will come 1. So glucose, urea, sucrose, these compounds, if they are given in the question, you can say their number of particles is 1. If their concentration is same, then that solutions we will call it as isotonic solutions with respect to osmotic pressure. And coming to Van 't Hoff factor for such cases, that will become 1 only, right? So this is the one thing I can say. The second part of this one is we will go with some of the electrolytes like AB type electrolytes like NaCl, potassium chloride, acetic acid, etc. So if you take this type of things, they will comes under AB type of electrolytes. AB type of electrolytes, definitely they will undergo ionization, gives ions A plus and B minus ions. So upon the ionization, they may give 1 minus alpha, alpha, alpha type of number of moles during the ionization, and the total number of particles will come 2 as A plus and B minus. There are 2 ions are coming, number of particles will come 2. What is the total number of particles upon this ionization dissociation is 1 plus alpha will come. So that 1 plus alpha we will call it as the Van 't Hoff factor formula for this type of salts, electrolytes. Moving on to the another type, AB2 type or A2B type. Like we have calcium chloride is the best example. Not only that one, barium chloride we can take, barium chloride. And we have sulfuric acid, H2SO4. Like that, the potassium salt of platinum complex, that is K2PtCl6, potassium hexachloroplatinate. This is also one such type of compound. If they dissociate, so if AB2 type dissociates, then it gives A plus and 2B minus type of ions. Okay, I am taking this one. You can take A2B also, the same answer will come. If you take AB2, then it will be 1 minus alpha. Upon dissociation, it will be alpha. It will be 2 alpha. So then, what is number of particles here is 3. Number of particles here is 3. And the Van 't Hoff factor total of this value is 1 plus 2 alpha. So here, dissociation is, degree of dissociation is nothing but alpha in this case. AB2 type we wrote. Similarly, you can write A2B type also. That is 2A plus B minus. In this case, 1 minus alpha. This is 2 alpha. This is alpha. The total number of particles remains 3. And the Van 't Hoff factor also remains the same value, 1 plus 2 alpha for this case also. So that means when we have AB2 type or when you have A2B type, so these two comes under this category, and the first these two comes under this AB2 type. Okay, H2SO4, K2PtCl6, these are comes under this category. Okay, now moving on to the another one, the fourth one, that is, I would like to take AB3 type of salts or A3B type of salts. We can call they are quaternary electrolytes. Actually, these are 3 ions are there. This we will call it as the ternary electrolytes. These are 2 ions are coming. These we can call binary electrolytes. Okay, now I am going to I would like to take quaternary electrolytes, that is AlCl3, aluminum chloride I am taking. Okay, the aluminum, not only aluminum chloride, we can take potassium ferricyanide, that is K3FeCN6. This will comes under, this is AB3, this is A3B. We have ferrichloride is also there. I will write ferrichloride here if you want. Both will come under AB3. And potassium ferrichloride, that is K3FeCN6. After that one, we have potassium phosphate, that is K3PO4 or phosphoric acid you can take. So in the first category, if you take AlCl3 and FeCl3, they will come under AB3 type of electrolyte, quaternary electrolytes, and they will give 1 A plus ion and 3 B minus ions. So AB3 will become 1 minus alpha in the dissociation, and A plus the number of moles will become alpha, and B minus will be alpha, but 3 are there, so 3 alpha. So 1 plus alpha plus 3 alpha will become 1 plus 3 alpha is the Van 't Hoff factor for this. In this case, there are 4 ions are coming, so particle number will become 4 for this type of AB3 type AlCl3 and FeCl3. When you take K3FeCN6 or K3PO4, in this case, the type will become A3B, and the dissociation will give 3 moles of A plus and 1 mole of B minus. In this also, your total number of particles will become 4, but here upon dissociation, the degree of dissociation, if you consider, then it will become 1 minus alpha for A3B, and 3 alpha for A plus and alpha for B minus. What is the total number of moles in the after the dissociation is 1 plus 3 alpha. So this is also 1 plus 3 alpha for this type of salts, A3B type of salts. Okay, now first we observed non-electrolytes, and now sodium chloride, potassium chloride, acetic acid, aluminum, calcium chloride, barium chloride, the sulfuric acid, potassium hexachloroplatinate, aluminum chloride, ferric chloride, potassium ferricyanide, potassium phosphate. All these will come under this electrolytes. That means they will definitely undergo dissociation and they will give the respective cation and anion, positively charged and negatively charged ions in the solution. And because of that, the Van 't Hoff factor must be calculated, and that Van 't Hoff factor should be substituted in the colligative property expression to find its value, right? Now we will see a common formula. That means whether the formula of electrolyte may be anything, whether it is AB type or AB2 type or A2B type, AB3 type or A3B type. We will use one common formula to understand the dissociation of that type of electrolytes, a general formula, and in this formula you can use the N value. That means number of particles we will use a symbol N, and Van 't Hoff factor symbol we will use I, and the degree of dissociation we will use symbol alpha. So the interrelation among those N, I and alpha we will apply for a common general type of electrolyte. I will show now. So here I am taking a general type of formula, general electrolyte, a general electrolyte, that is ABN minus type, ABN minus type, right? In this, if this type of electrolyte undergo dissociation, then it will give A cation and B anions. So A cation charge will be the number of B ions. So A is a positively charged cation, its charge is N minus 1. And B is a negatively charged one, so its number of moles is N minus 1, B minus. Okay, in such a case, yeah, I will write here, that is below the N I will show the number of particles. However, that is AB N minus type general formula. If it dissociates, its charge will be positive N minus 1 and number of moles of B will be N minus 1, B minus. AB N minus 1 number of moles upon the dissociation is nothing but 1 minus alpha, and A plus N minus 1 will be alpha, that is alpha into N minus 1. Alpha into N minus 1 alpha, this is 1 mole only, this is N minus 1 alpha moles, right? N minus 1 alpha moles. So now if you add all these three, you will get I value, that is 1 plus N minus 1 alpha. The number of particles, what is the number of particles here is N only, because A is 1 mole and B is N minus 1 mole. 1 plus N minus 1 is nothing but N only. So N is the number of particles. So this is the general formula for such type of general electrolytes. So you can apply for any kind of salt, whether it is binary electrolyte or ternary electrolyte or quaternary electrolyte, you can use this general formula. For example, you take calcium chloride, in this 2 value is equals to N minus 1 is equals to 2. So what is N? N is equal to 3. Simply got the value 3 now. So it is a shortcut formula for identifying the number of particles, and that will changes the colligative property values. Factor. So potassium ferrocyanide, very clear. What is K for FeCN6? K for FeCN6 we have, there are 4 K plus ions and 1 ferrocyanide ion is coming. F is CN6 4 minus. So if it is 1 minus alpha, it is 4 alpha, it is alpha is coming. Then it is 1 plus 4 alpha is the Van 't Hoff factor. When the alpha dissociation of this one is completely 100% is given, then it will be 5. So number of particles, what is the total number of particles? 5 is coming. So n is equals to 5, or Van 't Hoff factor I is also equals to 5 if alpha is given 100% dissociation. Okay. So this is about the dissociation of electrolytes. Now coming to the association of some of the organic substances in the solution due to intramolecular hydrogen bonding. So we have acetic acid and benzoic acid, the best examples for this of association of solutes in the solution concepts, that is association of solute. Association of solute, benzoic acid, we can take an example. If you take benzoic acid, it is C6H5. C6H5. So it gives like this, and another one, you can write the benzoic acid formula by using the hydrogen bonds like this. Okay, so you can connect this carbon, oxygen like this. So this is a dimer. That means benzoic acid or acetic acid. The carboxylate ion you have to write, and the carboxylate ion of this compound will connect with the another one with hydrogen bonding. Like this. Okay, that hydrogen bondings, intramolecular hydrogen bondings are coming in this case. So if you have n number of particles are taken in the association to get a giant molecular polymer like AN, then initially it will be 1, but upon association the number of folds will become 1 minus alpha, including association, degree of association alpha. And it will become alpha by n. For dimer it is alpha by 2. That means for benzoic acid is alpha by 2. Okay. So the number of particles, what is the number of particles in this case is 1 minus alpha plus alpha by n. So what is that value? 1 minus alpha plus alpha by n. Alpha, if it is taken as common, then it will become 1 plus alpha into 1 by n minus 1. Okay, 1 plus alpha into 1 by n minus 1. If you take this is minus here, 1 minus alpha into 1 minus 1 by n. So any manner you can write that Van 't Hoff factor. So this is Van 't Hoff factor formula for the association of solute in the solution. Usually for benzoic acid, what you will write is, you will write this n value is 2. Here you will write 2. Dimerization takes place. Then you can mention benzoic acid case is 1 minus alpha into 1 minus 1 by 2 is 1 by 2. So it will become 1 minus alpha by 2 only for such type of benzoic acid and acetic acids in the solution. So this is one important formula to understand the Van 't Hoff factor for degree of dissociation, degree of association in the colligative properties. Let us move on to some problematic problems related to this colligative property involved by Van 't Hoff factor. I am taking a problem that is the Van 't Hoff factor for the Van 't Hoff factor for a 0.1 molar lanthanum nitrate LaNO3 trice. solution found to be solution found to be 2.74 the percentage of dissociation of the salties. Actually they have given some options, that also I will give it to you. They are given 85%, given 58%, 65.8% and 56.8%. Okay, these are the options given. First of all, if you observe the problem, in this problem they are given a salt, that is AB3 type of salt. We have told this type of AB3 type of salts, the I value is nothing but 1 plus 3 alpha, right? You know, I value is equals to 1 plus 3 alpha. So if you have taken the Van 't Hoff factor value from the problem, you can easily find alpha. So from that alpha you can tell the percentage, right? So this is the formula we have. So I is equals to 1 plus 3 alpha. So we want 3 alpha. 3 alpha is equals to I minus 1. So alpha is equals to I minus 1 by 3. What is I value given? That is 2.74 minus 1 by 3. 2.74 minus 1 is 0.74 by 3 only. So if you have calculated exactly this one, how much will come? Let us see. Zero point 3 2s are 6, 14 is there. Then you will write 3 4s are how much? 12. So next 20 is there. Again we will write 3 6s are like that we will write. Okay. So in this juncture, okay, we will get 1.74 only. So 1.74, sorry, it will be 0. It is 5, 3 5s are 15, 24, 8. So you got 58%. 58% you got. 58%. So what is 58%? Second option. So second option is the right option for this problem. Now we will take another problem into the consideration. Okay. Hope you understand this problem here. 2.74 minus 1 is 1.74 only. So from that I have calculated this is 0.58. Nothing but 58 by 100. 58 by 100 is 58%. So 58%, second option is the right option for this one. We will see the next problem. Okay. Let us see this question. Find the dissociation constant in multiples of 10 power minus 2 for the reaction HSO4 minus gives rise to H plus plus SO4 2 minus. If the freezing point of 0.08 molar solution of sodium bisulfate is 0.372 degrees Celsius. From the equation question, we have a few things we can easily tell. Sodium bisulfate, how it dissociates. That is NaHSO4 gives Na plus plus HSO4 minus. Right? That means this is the dissociation of sodium bisulfate In this way it will take place. The given concentration of sodium bisulfate, we have to remember, that is 0.08 molal. So molality of sodium bisulfate is given like this. It indicates that what is the molality of sodium ion and bisulfate ion is very clear. So sodium ion is also 0.08 molality. Bisulfate also 0.08 molality. This we have to remember. When it comes to the equation given to us, that is bisulfate ion, how dissociate, they are given HSO4 minus inequilibrate H plus SO4 2 minus. In this case, what happens? When we have taken the bisulfate ion here, the bisulfate ion at equilibrium, concentration will get changed. That means usually we will write it if it is 1 mole, it will be alpha, it will be alpha. Okay, it will be 0 initially, but at equilibrium what will happen? It will be 1 minus alpha, it will be alpha, it will be alpha. But what is the concentration, number of moles given in this problem is 0.08 for the bisulfate ion from this dissociation. So we will put 0.08 to find its concentration. That is 0.08 into 1 minus alpha. Nothing but number of moles into this concentration. This is the particles at equilibrium stage. Now heat will become 0.08 alpha. It will become 0.08 alpha. So in this particular juncture, we have found the sulfate concentration and H plus ion concentration and bisulfate concentration. Now we have how many types of ions are there? We have Na plus ion is there, bisulfate ion is there, and bisulfate ion dissociation is also there. So what is the total number of ions, total number of concentration of ions? Total concentration of ions or particles will become equals to how much? That is 0.08 of this sodium into plus 0.08 of this value, 1 minus alpha, plus we have 0.08 into 2 times it is there. So I can write this is 2 alpha. Okay, 2 alpha. So upon simplification, what we will get from this one is nothing but 0.08. So here 0.08 is there, alpha is there, then it will become 0.08 plus 0.08 alpha. So total is 0.16 plus 0.08 alpha. Even still, if you want to make a common of it, is nothing but 0.08. If you take common, then it will be alpha plus 2 will come. So this is what we can say is the number of particles upon dissociation of sodium bisulfate, including the bisulfate ion expression given in the question. So that means what is exactly the Van 't Hoff factor expression is the number of particles obtained after dissociation by number of particles taken before the dissociation. So number of particles obtained after dissociation. After dissociation, number of particles taken after dissociation by number of particles taken before the dissociation. So we have got, this is the value for the number of particles, that means number of particles present in the solution, that is 0.08 into alpha plus 2 divided by 0.08. 0.08 is the number of particles taken initially only, that is, this is. So if you cancel this 0.08, 0.08, you will get I value equals to alpha plus 2 only. I value equals to alpha plus 2 came. Now we can start understanding the further discussion. That means the question they are giving So find the freezing point of the solution. Find the dissociation constant of the solution. Dissociation constant of the solution we have to find, right? So because still we don't know what is exactly the value of Van 't Hoff factor. If we know that one, we can easily write the answer. Now we have freezing point given in the question, giving a clear idea about the Van 't Hoff factor involvement in that one. What is that depression freezing point expression? Delta TF is equals to I into Kf into molality. Delta Tf, the freezing point of the solution given. That means freezing point depression is nothing but freezing point of the solvent minus freezing point of the solution. So in such a case, if you substitute this value in this one, it will become positive value only, that is 0.372. I value we got alpha plus 2. I value is we got, that is alpha plus 2, or you can continue with this and again you can substitute in this formula. So I into Kf value for the water, which is 1.86, we have to remember, and the molality given in the question is 0.08. So upon substitution, this I value became 0.14886 came almost. So I value has became 0.372 by 1.418. So it is 2.5 came. It implies what is alpha? Alpha is equals to I minus 2. So I value we got 2.5 minus 2 is 0.5. That means what is alpha value? Alpha value is 50% dissociation came. 50% only came dissociation. Now this alpha value can be substituted in the concentration of H plus ion and sulfate ions and bisulfate ions in the dissociation to find the dissociation constant of bisulfate ion. So what is the bisulfate ion dissociation constant? K is equals to, from this expression we can write H plus ion concentration into sulfate ion concentration by bisulfate ion concentration. H plus ion concentration can be calculated by multiplying the number of moles given into alpha. So that is how much? 0.5 into 0.08. That is 2 times will come. So 2 times will come means it is 0.5 into 0.08 whole square divided by the sulfate ion bisulfate ion concentration upon dissociation. Actually it is 1 minus alpha. So 1 minus alpha into 0.08. So that means 0.08 into 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha is 0.5 only. Because alpha is 0.5, 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5 only. Now upon cancellation, you will get dissociation this is one type only, it is 0.04 came. So 0.04 is the answer. But in the question they are giving the answer should be given in the multiples of 10 power minus 2. Then you can write it as 4 into 10 power minus 2. So 4 into 10 power minus 2 is the right answer for this question. So here I am writing what is the right answer, that is 4 into 10 power minus 2 upon simplification. So this is the answer for this problem. This is a integer type of problem, will be asked usually in the JEE advanced examination. Okay. Yeah, let us see the next problem. That is a solution is prepared by dissolving 26.3 grams of cadmium sulfate in 1000 grams water. The depression in freezing point of solution was found to be 0.284 Kelvin. They are given. Okay. So determine the Van 't Hoff factor, that is the aim of the problem. And also they again a cryoscopic constant of what is 1.86 Kelvin per molality. And given that molar mass of cadmium sulfate is 208.4 grams per mole. From the given data, what we know that we will write, that is mass of solute, that we know according to our symbols, WB is equals to 26.3 grams. Another one, the mass of solvent given, that is WA, that is equals to 1000 grams. Another value they are given, that is delta TF value given as 0.284 Kelvin. And moreover, they are given a depression constant Kf value, that is equals to 1.86 Kelvin per molality given. And also given the molecular weight of the cadmium sulfate is 208.4 grams per mole given. So maximum they get information. The aim of the problem is to find the I value. I value is a question mark. So you have to find I value and check with this right option in this one. So these are the right options given. So which option we don't know, right option after doing the calculation, right? We'll see the calculation formula, that is delta TF is equals to I into Kf into molality formula. So what is molality expression formula expansion? That is equals to I into Kf into weight of solute. Number of moles of solute is WB by molecular weight of solute MB into 1000 by weight of solvent WA. Right? So delta TF is equals to this value. Now we will find what is I. I is equals to delta TF divided by Kf into WB by MB into 1000 by WA. As you know, WA value is 1000. 1000 will get cancelled. WB value is 26.3 and MB value is 208.4. So delta TF I will write 0.284 into MB value I will write, that is 208.4 divided by Kf value I will write 1.86 into WB is 26.3. So we'll check with the simplification. Upon simplification, we got 1.21 as the Van 't Hoff factor answer for this problem. So 1.21 is our first option. A option is the right option for this question. This question they will ask in JEE Mains. So this is a JEE Mains examination model question. This is on the Van 't Hoff factor concept. Okay. Let us move on to the another question. Okay, let us see the next problem. 3 particles of solute A associate in benzene to form species A3 and determine the freezing point 0.25 mole of solution. Then a degree of association of solute A is found to be 0.80. Then the freezing point of benzene and its cryoscopic constant given as 5.5 degrees and 5.12 Kelvin per molality, right? In this, association is happening, benzene association is happening in a solute, right? And in that case, for association, what is Van 't Hoff factor? The formula is 1 minus 1 by n into alpha. In that question, they are given alpha value, that is 80%. Okay, it is 1 minus 1 by n value for the terminalization. This is the A3 given terminalization. So it is 1 by 3 into 80% is 0.80. So here, if you simplify, this is 2 by 3. 2 into 2 into 0.8 is 1.6. So 3 minus 1.6 by 3 it is. So it's 1.4 by 3 came. So 1.4 by 3, 1.4 by 3, exactly 0.466 came, 66 like that came. It is association value, I value. We know the another thing, that is nothing but delta TF formula. Delta TF is equals to I into Kf into molality. I value we have already, it is there, that is 0.466 66 into Kf value given the problem is 5.12 into molality given the problem is 0.25. So I will do the multiplication and I will give you this answer, that is 5.12 into 0.25. This I got 0.57, approximately I will take 0.6 this is, but we know that delta TF naught minus TFS is this delta TF. So in this they are given the value of freezing point of the solvent benzene, that is 5.5. So 5.5 degrees minus TFS is equals to 0.6. So I will get TFS is equals to 5.5 minus 0.6. 5.5 minus 0.6 is how much? 4.9 degrees Celsius. So 4.9 degrees is the right answer. Second option is the right option for this question. Hope you understand this problem. This is JEE mains problem. Mains model problem. Okay. Thank you.